Alright, good morning.
Rock and stone forever! By the beard!
By the beard. Oh man. I'm tired today. Long day yesterday. Slept a lot. What do we have? New perks? So far, second wind. Wait. Not resupplier. Veteran depositor? No. Alright, there was one thing we found. Was it this one? Elemental insulation? Yeah. That seems like a winner, right? Maybe not thorns. Thorns might get boring when we move along. I don't know. I don't know, man. We'll keep thorns for a while, I suppose. Feels like field medic is a good one to upgrade. Hmm.
Just a perk for me.
Oh yeah, what's this? Strong arm? Ooh, I like strong arm. Throw flares with more. Oh, we got this as well. Unstoppable. Unstoppable. 10% fasting while carrying heavy objects. Do like that. Let's get
Perk unlocked.
the resistance. I think the resistance is probably one of the better ones, yeah. Field magic. Oh, I am using that instead of see you in hell. What was this again? Oh, a melee bonus. I should go for this for now. Do I want to get the weapon immediately? Like, if I abort, will I lose this? You will lose all progress. Nice. Oh. Good morning and good evening, Blasphemous. Thanks. Alright, I have broken my thing. I've broken my thing, which is weird because it did work. I haven't turned off the computer or anything. It did work yesterday when we switched to Night in the Woods. The script worked, but it did not work for Deep Rock Galactic. I screwed something up. Oh man. I was actually thinking about that, having a bot do like start programming a bot for the chat. I don't know what fun one can do with that, but yeah. Set game. Blasphemous says making a bot would be exciting to watch. A chat bot, right? So, if that would be exciting to watch, what would we make that said chatbot doing? Like, what should he do? Should we set a game? What kind of thing would be interesting for it to do? Yeah, I'm not. Like, when I'm on, I mean, play sound clips, I know it's quite fun, I suppose. When I hang out in Twitch myself, I'm usually just a lurker. There's a bot just to change the game. Feels like my game would get changed all the time to something that I wasn't playing. I mean, could make like it hardcore, and I wonder if you could change that without using the browser. I don't think so. Like the thing is, it's all JavaScript, I think. Oh wow. Do I want to play the scout with another scout? Well, actually, since our scout is level 15 and we had this thing, we can upgrade our engineer to level 10. So let's switch to engineer. More damage, larger area, or cooldown. I like the cooldown, I think.
Modification bot.
I mean, it feels like a lot of work just to change currently playing on Twitch. Oh, hello. Good morning, Colgate on tap. Says, don't you think that worries can be gobbledygook when you're drunk? Man, I'm imagining things, but I've heard that word before. Gibberish. Gibber jabber or gobbledygook. Alright, it's like gibberish. Nice. So, don't you think that worries can be gobbledygook when you're drunk? I think a lot of stuff that people say when they're drunk can be gobbledygook. And worries as well. Also, some worries like, oh, I'm drunk, I shouldn't be driving a car. It's a pretty good worry. And one thing about being drunk is worrying less, I suppose. Blasphemous says you can do it via curl. Nice. Oh, lovely. 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 Thanks, Blasphemous. That's... What is this? Man, I should have... Should have looked into this more. Just in general. When do we do that? We do that like in the end of the stream instead of reading? Or do we just do a stream without playing? Or should I... I don't know. Colgate InnoTab says, drunk? Can't get drunk via curly yet, says Blasphemous. Yet. Nice. Blasphemous says, scroll down a little bit, it shows an example. Wait. Update the channel. This is it? I mean, yeah. That's... That's a problem, though. Well, I mean, if we have the chat do it, this is fine. My automation does not get the full name as it stands now, but I could fix that as well, I think. I'm pretty sure that we could get the name. Channel feed enabled, what's that? That was fairly easy. Very nice. Oh, right. Did I switch to the engineer? Did I fix the engineer? Yeah. Alright, so. We join. We play with the other engineer. What's TA stand for? This is in Germany, so let's join the Germans.
Elementary.
Blasphemous says just hide oath. Yeah, sure. I mean, there's plenty of ways to do that. Probably just put it in another file and grab the other file.
Dwarf inbound.
Time for some action. Great to have you on board.
Stop doing that. Oh, can you make this jump without taking fall damage? It seems kinda high, doesn't it? Wait, what's that? No, that was fine. Alright, what guns did we have? Oh, rocket launcher. Platform gun. Oh, I have my own platform gun. Rocket launcher! No, it's a shotgun. Grenade launcher, not rocket launcher. Grenade launcher. Did someone pick up the thing I was throwing down? It seems so. The engineer was not really for me. I did not like the platform gun.
Swarm, it's a big one, team.
I made a platform.
Stand back. Supply pod inbound.
Oops. This. Oh man, I'm terrible. Alright, what about putting you here?
One platform, ready to use.
Yeah, the engineer is not really for me. I don't like the platform gun. Leave me alone. Could you... Oh man, I can't go save him. Need to find some... Is this life? No. This is life over here. Can we shoot that?
Red sugar.
Alright, let's try this again. How do we get up here to this guy? We don't. Kill all these fuckers first.
Hands up. See you, sucker.
Ah, there's the path. Cool, get in on tab says, I have not played any game with fall damage. Oh, wow. At least not that I remember. He says.
Platform.
I've played a lot of games with fall damage.
Got it right between the eyes.
Like all the games with fall damage. No. Oh man. How do I get...
Feel much better.
I'm so dead. Come on, get him up, get him up, get him up.
Thanks for saving me. No more oppression.
Okay, don't have some. Actually, I have. I just remember that Pixel Dungeon has fall damage.
Lighting up.
Nice. Blasphemous asks, did you get the free 13 game from GOG? I got the message yesterday, and I did not get it. Not yet, anyway. I was too tired. Ooh, that hurt. I was too tired. I had to log in and I didn't remember my login data. Well, I didn't want to open G-Warden. It was a long day yesterday. Is the game any good? Is it worth it? Oh, hello, Final Fantasy. Hello, Final Fantasy. Yeah, seems I'm not tired at all. Hello, Adventure 95. Final Fantasy 13. No, it was just. Was the game just called 13? I don't remember. Alright. It was a good game back in the day. Ah, when you played it, you felt it was good. Maybe it has aged. You wouldn't know. Maybe not. Alright. Maybe I'll get that. Put it on a list. How are you doing today, Adventure 95? That's actually one of the few Final Fantasy games that I have not played. "13, I mean. Well, I didn't... From Final Fantasy 7 up, I haven't played any of the earlier ones.
I got it!
Contact.
Alright.
Lock and load.
Lock and load? Alright, that means I'm running back. So I need heals. Is this any healing? So nice. Not a lot though. More games for you to neglect, says Blasphemous. Yes, indeed. Coleman122 says, "Hi, Cider." Oh, hello, Coleman. How are you doing today? More games for me to neglect. Indeed.
Getting more ammo! Smells better. It hurt me!
How are you doing today, Coleman? Let's see. Adventure95 says, "Yo! I'm not the only one addicted to soda pops. I can believe it. Yes, indeed. I would probably say it's fairly common." Oh,
I made a platform.
set this dude up here.
Ready to be built. Sentry off. Boy, son! What? It. That's creative. What access provided? Getting supplies.
Right, will this work? I mean, sugary drinks in general tend to be that. I've been to... I had an issue with that orange drink. Fanta? Yeah, Fanta. I had a problem with Fanta for a while. Can I mine through, or is it too far? Actually, let's mine through.
I die a little inside every time I have to take out platforms.
Goldman says Monkas Yoinkers. I'm doing okay. Fanta? Yes, Fanta indeed. Then my biggest issue ever with the drinks was with chocolate milk. Alright. I made a shortcut. Here we go. A shortcut. So like that and like that.
Purring like a
Shortcut. Or infuser. Colgate Tap says Pepsi Max and Coca-Cola Zero are not sugary drinks though. I mean, actually we were talking about, me and my sister were talking about that yesterday when we were out walking at about naming conventions. Like, if you're trying to describe what's it called?
Well, a tritolite deposit.
Oh, damn it.
We thought we'd lost this one.
I thought that was fine.
Previous teams tried
If you're trying to describe
We're sending in a nanite bomb bomb dispenser for you.
And the taste.
Penetrated nothing
And
will.
they taste sugary, right? Even though there's no sugar in them. Sweet. Ah, there we go. But you would use the word sweet, not the word sugary.
One sentry gun ready to be built. I'm not scared of you.
Build!
Sentry on.
Reload! There we go. So she had heard that EU wants to try to change the rules, so vegetarian hamburgers are not allowed to be called vegetarian hamburgers. They have to be called, like, what was it? Like vegetarian discs or something like that. I'm like, I can get behind the idea of not wanting to fool your customers, but isn't it enough just to force them to put the word vegetarian in there? Or plant-based or something along those lines? Why like make a new name up? Like discs. Nobody knows what a disc is in food terms. Let's see, Coleman says, I had something similar a couple of years ago, but with a Fanta spin-off Mirinda. Yeah, I like that. Which is made by the same company as Pepsi, yeah.
Nitro's been withdrawn and supply pod is inbound.
I liked Mirinda as well.
Swarm, they're
And
here.
then I stopped all the things. Wait, is there one over here?
Ammo taken. Reloading. Much better. Lights up.
Coleman says, I just realized this right now. Juvo derp? I don't realized what? Oh, Colgatino's app says the proletariat struggles. You just realized that now?
Gotta be fast the next.
Oh man. Event failed. Oh man. Oh yeah, these guys. He got revived.
Taste the
I
pick.
need more ammo.
Getting more ammo. Getting supply.
Colgatino tab says, oh, taste was my second guess.
The swarm is upon you.
This'll lure them away.
Wow, that was not a lot of grenades. Alright, no reason to stay here, I think. Except for getting rid of these fuckers. Oh, man. Oh, this gun is terrible. Here.
I'm the damn commander. Destroy it.
Destroy it!
Check out these moves.
Objective completed. Launch controls are active and awaiting your input. Let's bring it home, team.
I'm gonna die. Oh, man, no. Coleman says, I mean, vegetarian hamburger? I mean, it has meat in it, in its name. Well, a hamburger is usually used, you usually do it with beef, right? Not ham. A hamburger is not made of ham. So that argument falls kind of flat, doesn't it? Has meat in the name, yeah. I mean, I've had hamburgers that has been a mix of the two. I've had chicken burgers. So then chicken burgers should not be allowed to be called burgers. They would have to be called chicken discs with that logic. Right, it's weird. It's weird. Well, maybe they weren't called hamburgers, more Vego burgers. There's also a second question, important question in that. Why the fuck is EU making up rules of those names? Isn't that a little bit too much? What are they doing? What are they doing?
Oh yeah.
Blasphema says the meat industry maybe pressured them to do so. I mean, lobbyism for that would make sense, I suppose. There's big political movements at the time trying to move towards more plant-based stuff. And I would say like the best thing for them is making the vegetarian stuff taste just like the meat stuff and say, hey, look at this. It's better for the environment, but it tastes the same. It has the same name, it's all the same. That would probably be the best way to reach that, I suppose. Reach their goals, rather than telling people, oh no, you gotta eat quinoa or whatever. Have this burger that just tastes the same, it's just made out of plants. Roman 122 says, I hate when people don't help the events. I don't mind. I mean, I'm playing with randos, right? Even if I like, oops, that's the wrong gun. It's like, you do you. I feel that's the way this game kind of works. You do whatever you want and I'll do whatever I want. Also, rock and stone. Like, if they don't feel like doing the event or doing something else, I mean, I wanted to do the event and succeed in the event and they maybe didn't, or maybe was busy doing something else. I can recognize the frustration, but I would also work to not act upon that frustration and accept that, well, people wants to do other stuff. And I should let them do whatever they want. And then perhaps they will let me do whatever I want. That makes sense. I've been practicing that attitude. And playing PvP games with that attitude just to, like an anger management practice thing. Yeah. You just stand around like pillars of salt. Perfect clap. Yeah, right. I don't mind. Blasphema says, just stand there while I shoot you in the ass. Alright, I'm falling behind on the chat a little bit, so I'm just gonna stand here while people shoot me in the ass. I can do that. I'm helping. How though, says Coleman? Said it has meat in the name. Yeah, hamburger. Like burger isn't meat. So you can call it veggie burger or vego burger or vegan burger or whatever. That was not allowed though. They were talking about changing it to what was it, a disc? A vego disc or a plant disc or whatever. Where the burger doesn't have meat in it. Oh man, I'm gonna die here.
Game over, boys.
Retrieving
See
escape.
you in hell. Oh man, please don't leave me behind.
Don't leave me!
They left me. That was sad. Coleman said it had meat in its name, and maybe they used to be made from ham when they were originally made, or they were made in Hamburg. Maybe that's the idea. They were made in Hamburg. Then it's not meat in the name. Then it's a German name, like a bratwurst. Blasphemous says chicken patty. Patty. Coleman 122 says, I don't know, honestly. Well, I don't know either.
One more mission, and the assignment is done. Keep it up.
Either way, I wouldn't say it was a... Oh, you wake up in here. Nice. It wasn't a strong enough argument to ban the name. They just like to stick their shit in everyone's ass. Who? Stick their... I mean... As always. Yeah. Yeah, the EU, the politicians. Stick their shit in everyone's ass, yeah. Blasphemous. Like, don't they have better things to do? Like, talking about what a hamburger should be called, that's something one can do in this situation. Where we're just... people talking random bullshit. You can argue the semantics of the word hamburger. That's fun and fine and all that. You know what? Screw the engineer. I don't like the engineer.
Darkness?
I like the scout. I'm gonna stick to the scout. Yeah. I like the scout. Blasphemous says, the term hamburger originally derives from Hamburg, Germany, the second largest city. Germany's second largest city. Oh, it does? I thought that was a myth. I mean, then again, right? As soon as people started making bread, I would guess they started putting meat on with that bread. And I'm guessing people started doing that before the city of Hamburg existed. But yeah, so, well, but the term hamburger originally derives from Hamburg. So then it's not meat in the name. Coleman says, like for instance, requiring you to show your ID to view age-restricted content on YouTube. Oof. Well, it depends on how you watch YouTube, I suppose. I don't do that. Don't do that at all. Oh, wow. Oh, just gotta answer this message. Coleman 122 says, I mean, it has something similar to Warframe, where a community is supposed to help you and not just stand around. Oh, I have played a lot of Warframe, Coleman 122, and I feel the same way, right? The community is not supposed to help you and not just stand around. But you're on your own in Warframe. Like if someone... Like, if you played a survival mission on Warframe, usually what happens... And I mean, that's a thing that I get frustrating because I lose out on loot and XP in Warframe, how Warframe works. But in a survival game, usually what happens is people just run around and do their own thing. There's no supposed to. I mean, me telling them, or trying to tell them, oh, you're not allowed to do that, would be... pretty much saying to them, your fun is wrong, right? And that's just... I wouldn't do that. I would ask them, do you guys mind if we stick together so I can get more XP and loot? Just asking a friendly question. I'm fine with that. Oh, another boss fight. Yeah, I'm fine with that, just asking a friendly question. And if they say no, or if they don't respond, which probably would be the most common way to do it, I mean, I would get a little bit of frustration, but it's also a good practice of anger management. It's like, yeah, their fun is not wrong. It's a game. Their fun is not wrong. They're not supposed to do anything. They're supposed to have fun. Not do whatever I want them to do, right? Colgate InnoTap says that hamburger isn't made of ham. Oh man, what's that called again? Long pig? It's made out of long pig, isn't it? Colgate InnoTap. Is that the term? Long pig? Long pork? Fuck, I don't remember. Coleman122 says, you help them, they help you kind of stuff. Yeah, I mean, it's recommended that we help each other out, but you're not supposed to do anything. I'm not supposed to do anything. I'm super unhelpful in these games. Oh man, I spend more time talking to you guys than actually helping around here. Let's do this one. Joining. I like being a scout. Yes, I do. Colgate InnoTap says, you don't need a strong argument when you hold local violence monopoly. Wait. Don't need a strong argument when you hold local violence monopoly.
New miner inbound.
Of course you do. Wait. I didn't quite understand. What was your point with that? Local violence? Need is an interesting question, I suppose. Wait, did I miss? Angel down.
There's a dreadnought cocoon here. Lloyd is up.
Zip line up. Here we go.
Oh,
You're a good
nice.
mule, Molly.
This is the best thing in fighting
Which
stuff.
monstrosity is hiding inside this toy?
Oh, let's get that. Oh, they're not starting? We're just looking at it? Exciting. Oh, someone has started it. Man. Oh no. Did you see that? That was horrendous. Let's see. Blasphemous says that would be a sandwich. Yeah, isn't a burger a sandwich? He says, if we disagree with the content, we can make it age restricted and have your information on file as having watched it. Wait. I think I misunderstood what happened right there. If we disagree with the content, we can make it age restricted. Oh, right. Yeah. Right. That could happen. I could see that happening easily. That's the whole point of why we are voting anonymously, right? However, YouTube is a company, right? YouTube is allowed to do whatever the fuck it wants. You guys have been arguing a lot of... We've been arguing a lot of anarchy lately. And YouTube should be allowed to do whatever they want on their platform. From that argument. Oh, what just happened? Oh. Well, no one really did argue for it, I suppose. But that's saying that they should not be allowed to do that is an argument for regulation, right? Well, I like regulation sometimes. Oh, he revived him. Very nice. Could you hit him? Perfect. Nope. I'm leaving. Could you leave me alone? Wait. Is he going? What is he doing? Oh, do you have to kill other things? Oh.
Focus on the sentinel.
Ah. There it is. I'm not standing in a good place here. This is our future, says Blasphemous. I would say that's our present. Right? That's not our future at all. That's our present. I mean, your government knows everything about us, people. Oh man. The NSA. That is the present. I'm guessing that the Chinese probably knows equally much. It's just they've hidden it better. And the Russian hackers? Like, Google knows who you're voting for. They didn't need to have you show your identity to know who you are. They knew that already. Yeah. Facebook knows who you are and who you're voting for. Yeah, that's not news. That's... I'm pretty sure that's not the future, right? It's the present.
Lights up. Bloody sod it. And here I just polish my boots.
He's dead. Nice. Let's see. Adventure 95 says, my neck has been stiff for a few days. I wonder if my back is finally giving up on my bad posture. Oh man, yeah, bad posture? Not good. Time to practice. I'm happy about that. My mother decided, like, when I was a kid, oh, you have bad posture. We need to fix that. And then she just insisted. Just every time. Make your back straight. Make your back straight. Proper mom stuff.
Light is up. It will get you killed. I got the deposit.
What's this?
I killed the Hexawing Nipper. I'm such a bad guy.
I'm such a bad guy. Nice.
I die inside every time I have to take out a looper. Bring it back. Shoot to kill.
Polygon Tab says EU not having strong arguments. But, well, I mean,
Anyone needs ammo? There's nitro here.
you don't need strong arguments to convince people. Did I get that, Nitra? Is that what you're saying? I will save you.
Thank you. You're a treat.
Coleman says, I played Warframe for over 1k hours, and I found people who play with me were either busy doing their own thing, which I understand, or were willing to help me. Yeah. I mean, in general, a lot of the Warframe community is quite friendly, and like a lot of people like that has played as much as we have. We don't really care, right? It's maybe if there is some new loot drop or whatever, we want to get that. But most of the time,
At least we don't have to haul all these minerals around.
if you own everything in Warframe, you're just happy to help someone else get their stuff.
Lloyd!
It's like you have a reason to play, helping someone else.
I need more ammo. So long, sucker.
That's a lot of what I did, right? Yeah, I have over 1k hours in that game as well. What's this? That just Gherkinshook vegetation. Probably nothing. Nothing, yeah. Coleman says, but also most people I played with were from around Poland. I played with some Polish people, so you might have also factored into... Wait, so that might have also factored into that experience. I mean, did you not play with just random people? Randoms? I played a lot with randoms, you know, just public games.
Stand back. Supply pod inbound.
So I played some with Polish people, but like in general, Europeans. I played with a lot of Russians. Met a lot of friendly Russians in that game. Alright, I'm gonna get this ammunition.
Supply pod requisitioned. Launching now.
Volgatino Tab says they hold monopoly over violence in the area of EU, so whatever they say goes. Not really. Sweden was supposed to have the euro, that's what EU said. And Sweden just said, nah, let's not. EU has banned snus. That's not what happened. It's illegal in the EU, and Sweden just don't care. Like, EU is not threatening violence to any of its member states. That's not what happens. Ah, there it is.
Dreadnought Cocoon here. I wonder what's inside this time. We got a Dreadnought! Take it easy!
Whoa! That's flaming balls. Coleman to introduce says you could have grappled the floor, avoiding your death. Pretty sure it was I had cooldown when I died from falling. Maybe just my bad reaction time. Yeah, I didn't know that. I was done that plenty times. Oh. You know what? This was a new boss fight, completely new. Oh, oh, they're tanking again. Tip for later, he said, yeah. Lasman says, only word I know from Poland is kurwa. Yeah, me too. Well, I don't know how it's pronounced. Bad at remembering these things. Rasmus, a bunch of people from Poland raided a channel I was a mod in, and they started spamming Kurva while the streamer slept.
Let there be light.
Wait, what does it mean again? Like, no, it's a curse word.
Light is up. Watch it.
Oh, maybe the English translation is not allowed? I don't know.
Dreadnoughts wiped out for now. Good work, team. Hit the return button
Good
on
work.
fuel when you're ready, and we'll pick you up.
Let there be light.
Alright.
Lighting.
On my 122 says like randomly, or did one person show up and then... raid is when like someone stops streaming, all the people go to the same channel afterwards, right? Gold is far to over here. I can get that gold.
Lighting up.
Nope. Can't get that gold. Can get this. Blasphemous. Yes, randomly. Like 400 of them showed up and they were all from Poland, I guess. Maybe they raided the channel and it didn't
Whoosh.
show up.
Need some free space. Took out a loot bug. Lights
Didn't
up.
understand that. From some other streamer? This was Hitbox back in the day. Hitbox? Although, I thought you meant Twitch, but anyway. Oh. As soon as he woke up, they all started leaving. Coleman says, oof, 6 to 8 minutes behind the chat. Yeah, I'm slow. It was a boss fight and everything. I was trying to help a little bit at least. So I'm far behind the chat, yeah. I'm catching up though. Almost there.
Back's full. Can't carry anymore.
Blasphemous says, sometimes I think my video is behind when that happens. No, I'm just slow. Just slow. I know Poland for Witcher and World War II, says Adventure 95. Oof. Oof. Witcher is great though. I'm gonna play Witcher 1 and 2 soon enough. Wait, I missed? I hit. Got it.
Smell. It lingers.
Colgate Innotap says Poland has some great mathematicians. Well, some great psychologists as well. If I recall correctly. Noderunner says, hi, I'm back. Welcome back, Noderunner. How are you doing today? Nice to see you again. Blasphemous says, I thought you were new. Not anymore. Not anymore. He's back indeed. Back in black. Should I press the button? No, we're looking for blooms. Maybe over here? Oh, somebody has already been in here, I think. Oh, right, it shows up through the walls when you do this. Someone said. Ooh, a lost helmet. Oh, does that mean someone scanned it? I don't see the thing, though. I can probably just get through here. Wait. Nope. Nope, I cannot get through there. Adventure 95 says, also I know Poland for homophobia. Yeah. That, well... Someone on the internet told me that was the case. There's a lot of homophobia going on in Poland at the moment.
You're cute, but you're dead.
In Russian as well, I think. A lot of homophobia going around. Well,
Lights up.
is it phobia? Are they afraid of the homosexuals? Maybe. I don't know. Maybe it's bigotry? I don't know. I haven't been in Poland. Wait, have I been in Poland? No, I don't think so. Note owner says, I'm not new. I've been here forever at this point. Yeah, forever indeed. Long time. We had some finance discussions. Alright, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm not finding any blooms.
Drop pod en route. Hang in there.
Ah, someone fixed this. So I'll get a waypoint somewhere. Oh, it's up here? I have no idea where I'm supposed to go. Probably that way?
Drop
Probably
pod
this
right.
way.
Retrieving the mule.
Probably this way.
Drop pod departing in T-minus
Coleman
5
122
minutes.
says, as they say, it is what it is. Try hard. It is what it is. Indeed. Colgatino says, I know Poland for Hyperogue and Hydra Slayer. Oh? They both are Polish then. Very nice.
Fall back to the drop.
Where are you going? Here? Right, have we looked in here for all the things? I don't think so.
Light is up.
Oh, probably someone have. Probably someone have.
Drop pod departing in
Blasphemous
T-minus
says,
4 minutes.
oh, you said hi, I'm new the other week? You must be imagining stuff, Blasphemous. I don't know what you're talking about.
Let
There be
there
light.
Rocket stone.
Oakenstone.
The mule has docked. Initiating launch sequence.
That's... We're still short a couple of flowers here.
Light.
Oh, that's something Witcher did, right? Picking flowers manly. Or macho. Such a macho man running around picking flowers all day. Lovely.
Drop pod departing in T-minus 3 minutes.
Dive on smoke.
Whoops. I shot him in the face. Whoops. No, no, it says Poland has always been homophobic. Just not at the moment.
Next time, let's go somewhere.
Was not aware.
There.
Those homosexuals.
Wondering if fighting bugs
Very
moving dirt's the best way to
dangerous.
make a living.
Oh, lost equipment. How do I get up?
Can I get some attention? Yeah.
Oh, please don't kill me. I'm gonna take this path. It's right here, so I can probably just... Yep. Oh, I've got no ammo left.
Departing in T-minus 2 minutes.
Look there. Enemies. Friendlies.
Secondary objective completed. Now
Adventure 95 says, I think it's both bigotry and homophobia.
I'll beat your record this time.
It's a mystery to me how all these
Probably.
minerals
Bigotry
get inside.
is hatred, right? Or is it disgust? And like there's fear, there's hatred, and there's disgust. I think those are the...
Stop the oppressor.
So phobia is fear. bigotry is hatred? So what is disgust then? Coleman 122 says, kind of funny how some people followed regulations so blindly as to think some guy from 2,000 years ago knew the struggles of today. Lol. Yeah, right. Some dude. Node gives us a link. Let's check it out. Time.com. Warsaw Rainbow Statue Gay Rights. I mean, you care about your privacy? Do you now? Do you now? This seems like a fucking lie. It seems like a lie. I don't believe you. Don't believe you. If you did, then why do I have to press this button right here? Why do I? I'm not gonna read it, but it feels counterintuitive to me. Yes, counterintuitive indeed. Alright, let's leave the team. And check this out first. Adventure95 says, or claim to know the morals of an abstract being, right? Like, it would be way easier to know the morals if it was more in your face. Not on says, I was new a week ago. Yeah, that's how time works, doesn't it? Stuff starts out new and then it gets older. Time moves in a straight line. From our perspective, anyway. Goldman says, it doesn't say anywhere in there that thou shalt not forget to make sure that the insurance on thou car is valid. It does not. Colgate says, Finland has pretty strict gambling laws. It's somehow insurance don't break them. Wait, what do you mean? Insurances don't break them. Coleman 122 says, I mean, you can still scroll, yes? Yep, I can. I can indeed. I don't have to click accept. Very nice. Colgate says, we care about your privacy. We need to use some cookies to ensure your privacy. Alright. Rainbow installation. Oh, it's burning? A rainbow installation is set on fire. It's so weird that somehow the rainbow has become like a thing for the LGBT. Damn it, I don't know any further than that. Sorry if I offended anyone. LGBT, is that not enough? I don't know. For the homosexuals, here we go. Weird, I like rainbows. I've seen a double rainbow, it was awesome. Oh, it's probably the variations. There are different variations of people, and therefore the rainbow has variations of colors? Maybe. A rainbow installation is set on fire by demonstrators during the March of Independence at the Savior Square in Warsaw, Poland. On most days, the rainbow sculpture in Warsaw Savior Square stands peacefully on tangle of wires. Oh man, if they have that rainbow thing, then it can't be that homophobic or bigoted. On most days, the rainbow sculpture in Warsaw Savior Square stands peacefully. Tangled wires of plastic, colorful flowers fashioned onto an arch stretching across a traffic circle in front of an old church. The simple structure, burned down 6 times by nationalist groups decrying its supposed pro-gay symbolism, has been a magnet for controversy and cultural commentary in the 3 turbulent years that it has stood. Yeah, it's like a nationalist group doing the thing. It's not a country doing the thing, it's a nationalist group. I mean, one could argue that the rest of the country is the people erecting the thing, right? Rather than Poland being... Like, if we're gonna categorize and talk about the Polish people as a group, which is like... it's a little bit... It's easy to get into prejudices then, right? But... yeah, they do identify a group, while the rest of the country rebuilds it, I think. Later this month, it's being taken down indefinitely, leaving behind a complicated legacy and an uncertain future. Oh man. Rather than they let them win? I don't know. Conservative groups campaigning openly against homosexuality have demanded that the structure permanent removal for years. Yeah, this is homophobia. They have to be afraid of it, right? I don't want to put words in their mouth, but that sounds like fear, right? It doesn't have to be. It can be hatred as well. Or disgust. No, it doesn't have to be fear. It can be either way. It's difficult to say from this. Also, people wouldn't probably not accept the claim. Like, if I say to someone else, oh, you're afraid of this, they would probably disagree with that statement. So maybe phobia is not... it's an unfair term to use. Like if they say, no, I'm not afraid, and I say, yes, you are, that makes me a little bit of a dick, doesn't it? I don't know, maybe. Lasma says disabling cookies seems to break more sites than disabling JavaScript. Yeah, well... could go the links route. Links does fine. Coleman 122 says it is mostly disgust in these people from what I saw. And that, I think they, I mean, again, I don't want to put words in their mouth, but it seems like, yeah, there probably would be an agreement on that, right? Being disgusted by the homosexuals, they would probably agree to that rather than saying that they fear them. Poland has in many ways grown more Western and liberal in recent years, embracing a free market economy. That's... I mean, in many ways the free market, we talked about that the other day, right? There has some benefits and there's also some issues with it, depending on whatever you're talking about. And even electing a trans member of parliament. I mean, I feel that... I'm not even sure we have that in Sweden, a trans member of parliament. So it doesn't sound that bad. Sound like these nationalist groups are getting bold. That makes sense? But experts say that the vocal protests against rainbows suggest that many Poles are still prejudiced against homosexuality. Yeah, that... Experts? Do you need to be an expert? Vocal protests against anything. I mean, that's not a stretch. Fine. And for that matter, anything alien to Orthodox Polish culture. Yeah. More socially liberal citizens worry that... Alright, my prejudice and what I've heard from the internet, I don't know. I think Time is a pretty trusty source about what's happening. I would not know though, but if we're assuming what they're saying checks out, then it's not that bad. I mean, it's bad, but it's not that bad. Well, also it's not bad. I don't like this. Well, one could argue I like burning down the. We have this statue that goes up every year in Sweden, and it has burned down a lot of times, and I do enjoy that. That's fun, but that's not based on hate. That's just a weird fucking tradition. This here seems to, yeah, hate or disgust or whatever. If that's the intent, I don't like it. Yeah. Coleman says forehead expert. Yeah, right. Experts. Oh man.
More perk points for me.
Strong arm. I like that. What's this again? Unstoppable. I like that as well. I don't know though. What else do we have? Berserker. Hover boots. Well, yeah, a lot of these are kind of boring. I'm guessing field medic is a good one to have. Yeah, that's what you recommended, right, Coleman? I should have gotten this. This seems like one of the ones to get for sure. Then we need 9. Assignment completed. Alright, and then we get a new gun, right? As an interplanetary mining conglomerate, DRG believes our employees should have access to a diverse array of the very best tools with which to accomplish the tasks set before them. Wait, we read this before, I think. Through your hard work and diligent efforts, you have been deemed a likely candidate for an upgrade. Yeah, we read this before. It was the same on the other weapon license. Here we go. Never sophisticated, but never disappointing either. The Nuke family of twinned micro SMGs. As long and as a long and treasured track record. Yet those in the know generally agree that the 17 is among the very best. Oh, some SMGs. Maybe fun, maybe not fun. We'll see, we'll see. Coleman says, by the way, can you invite me? Sure. Sure. Right. What just happened? Let's try that again. Here we go. Invite friends. Am I not? That's not you, right? I don't think so. Did I break something? Ah, here we go. Sign in. Now it will work. I wonder why it works like that. It shows some of my friends, but not all. That's very strange, isn't it? Very strange indeed. Coleman says, yep, I got the boot one for Scout. Saved me a lot of times. Yeah, I was considering that, but then my reaction times, maybe getting the boot one is a good idea. I mean, I did get it. Press C while airborne. Learning that, the cooldown is so long. Maybe I should start practicing.
Rock and stone.
Rock and stone. There we go. Hey man, it's broken. Yeah, it's weird. Colgate Innotab says, people buy insurance, and there is a small chance that they get more money back. Yeah? Finland has state-run monopolies on gambling, and gambling outside of them is really heavily regulated. I have not looked much into Finnish gambling laws, but insurance companies have found some loophole in the law to abuse. We're talking about that. Some insurances don't break them. What do you mean? How is insurance and gambling? Oh, wait. You mean that you can gamble through insurance companies? Is that what happens? That's weird. Coleman 122 says it only shows those that have the games, I believe. I mean, it did show, like, Node Runner showed up even though I was not online. It was very strange. Very strange indeed. Alright, we're doing escort duty. Oh no. Oh well, that's fine. Closed public. Do we want to increase the hazard to 3? No, let's keep it to hazard 2. I'm happy with that. And confirm.
The mission is ready. The pod is prepped. Get on board the drop pod.
Rock solid. Adventure 95 says, I would say it's bad. In Poland, conservatives putting cultural and moral development... Conservatives putting cultural and moral development because they get the icky feeling from something that doesn't fit their values. Their conservatives' parents instill on them is never a good thing. Wait, Combustible Lemon has left the game? Colgate in Inotep says, read chat while you wait for cooldown. Insurances are gambling. Ah. Alright, I can read the chat while I wait for the cooldown. Wait, should I invite you again, or what happened? I can send another invite. Let's see. It's putting cultural and moral development back, says Adventure 95. Ooh, yeah, that's an... The opinion then is that developing moral and culture, making it new is always better. Is that the argument? I mean, when you do cultural and moral development fast, it's destabilizing, right? That's why they fight back, because it's destabilizing. It becomes... The moral ground which people stand on becomes wobbly. And they feel... So I would say there is value to, like, holding back and not moving too fast. Because some people don't like it, right? By having, like, by just running over the conservatives, just saying, oh, your ideas suck. It's not very inclusive, right? We're kind of mean towards the conservatives that feels that way. If that makes sense. Let's see. Let's try one more time. If he wanted to join. Coleman. Or if it broke or something. I don't know. No, says I got my new keyboard today. Oh, nice. It's nicer in person. Nice. But challenging to type on for the first time. Yeah, that's usually what happens, right? When you get a new keyboard, you need to get used to it. It takes a little bit of time. Insurance is gambling. I don't know if I would say insurance is insurance and gambling is gambling. I mean, you only claim your insurance when something breaks. Right? I don't know about that. Safety first. Temporarily fall damage reduction bonus after safety first. Look at that. That is helpful. Give you temporary movement speed or faster cooldown and voided warranty. Ooh. That is also a safety thing, right? If we're high enough up, we can shoot down. If it takes more than 1.5 seconds to fall down. Or the reduced fall damage. One of these are the best ones. I do like the faster. Let's try the faster cooldown. If it doesn't work out, then we try the other one. Because the faster cooldown has more utility, I think. Lasma says, Cider, what happens when a society makes it easy for those that wouldn't normally have a chance to pass on their genes to do so? I've heard that... Wait, what's this? On our Discord. No, let's not do that. I've heard that that argument before, but it's... Evolution doesn't happen on individual scales, right? Evolution happens on the species scale, right? So the more people that survive, or if we can make them survive, like, and we're so, I mean, it's difficult to say. Blasphemous. Like, I would argue that we've come so far as a species that a bigger variety leads to more ideas. And I have the opinion that more ideas, I'm thinking that leads to more new stuff, more new technology, more new morals and ethics, more new things to discuss. And in the long run for the species, that makes the species itself more adaptable. That makes sense? Right, maybe the nerd can't survive in the harsh... Like, if you put me out into nature today, I wouldn't survive, right? But there are other things, like within the group, that I can benefit the group with, right? That's the way I think about it, Blasphemous. So for me, from my point of view, I would see that as a benefit, right? And usually what happens, like those that don't have a chance to pass on their genes, I mean, it's difficult to say. Again, one could argue that is a fairly recent development, so we would have to wait thousands and thousands and thousands of years, and they can say what consequences it had. We can speculate. I don't know. Adventure 95 says, aren't the conservative kind of mean by not letting people love who they love openly? I think so, yes. I agree with that, Adventurer. And I would agree with you, right? The step back, I would not want to step back. But I could see the point in letting the conservatives settle in, right? It takes longer for them to settle in and get used to the idea that people should be able to love whoever they love openly, right? It's gonna take a generation for them to get used to that. And forcing even more development onto them will make them even more angry. And that's what we see happening, right? They get more angry and more disgusted from what they see, but they will get used to it, right? They're people as well. They will get used to it. And when they get used to it, then we can move further onto development, maybe. I don't know. I'm just spitballing here. I don't even know if I feel. Maybe we should just rip off the band-aid and just go all ham and just let them have their anger and disgust. Sooner or later, those people will die and we will have new people, and they can get used to a more developed moral, a more developed culture and more developed moral. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe that is the better, like ripping the band-aid. I don't know. Good question though. Colgatinotap says, and you only claim your lottery win when balls align. Either way. Oh, good point, Colgatinotap. Either way, it's dependent on some random event. I don't see much difference. I've always seen insurance as anarchistic taxes. Right? They're like, you pay taxes, the government does things and make things happen. And yeah, like for example, we pay taxes here, we get free healthcare. If you don't get free healthcare, then you can pay an insurance to get a free healthcare. That's the way I've looked at insurance. So for me, saying it's a lottery, it's more like a safety net. Yeah, it's more like a safety net. Blasphemous says, then we end up with idiocracy. Oh, but that's... no, Blasphemous. Like, idiocracy is claiming that people are becoming more and more dumb, right? And I don't know how you feel against IQ. If you like the IQ statistic or not. But what has been happened since the 50s is that every year the general IQ score of the population goes up. So that would, to me, imply that nope, that's like idiocracy, like intelligence and having smart solutions to things, like being a mathematician as a, I mean, that has been around for hundreds of years, right? But a mathematician don't learn to get any food for themselves. So that's the opposite of idiocracy, right? So I don't know about that, Blasphemous. I think that's your personal bias shining through. I think we stay longer in school and learn more theory than ever before. Yeah, than ever before. The average person today knows more than the average person 50 years ago. The average person today knows more than the average person 100 years ago. And I see that as an increasing trend. So I don't buy that argument at all, Blasphemous. No Donner says, I'm not gonna read that, he's just trying out the keyboard. He says it sounds and feels good. So good. Nice. Nice. Very nice indeed. Blasphemous says, I don't mean the smart people. Well, the nerds and the smart people are people that, like, a lot of them are people that could not pass their own, like, they wouldn't survive by themselves. Like, evolution doesn't happen on an individual scale, it happens to the group. If we have a group of intelligent people that can figure, people who can figure stuff out, and then we have people that are better at manual labor. Right, if there is such a dichotomy, maybe that's a false dichotomy, probably that's a false dichotomy. But you know, there is, yeah. People can be worse, like, people being good at passing their genes on doesn't necessarily mean they are better for the species. Not necessarily. And we've started passing on ideas. Right? Actually, that's an example. We were talking about evolution, right? traits that can be passed on that are not passed on through parents, right? There are ideas, traits that gets taught through school. And that's not a genetic trait, right? I'm guessing that we are more unlike our parents than ever before as well. Our generation. Maybe. That's an interesting... Oh man, I was so happy about the Colgate In on Tap attack on evolution yesterday. It made me think more about the scientific method and how it works, and that there actually is value judgments within the scientific community, and that it has to be. It's part of it, which is super interesting. Wait, let's see. Blasphemous said, I don't mean smart people, I mean the dumb that would have otherwise died off. Well, the dumb people are the kids that, the teenagers that get kids, right? They have unprotected sex and get kids. So the dumb people, right, from one perspective, are the ones that, like, the smart people are the ones that hesitate. Like, that's nothing new, right? The higher education you have in a society, the less common it is with children. The less children people have. The less education a society has, the more children they have. That's a statistic, right? So I would probably argue the other way around, Blasphemous, yeah. I mean, the dumb that would have otherwise died off before having a chance to pass on their genes because they would have gotten themselves killed before that. I mean, but that has been... That's not recent, though. That's... Like, as soon as we start living in groups... No, that's part of it, right? When you live in groups... Like, when you look at cats, you look at the runt of the litter and they're getting thrown out. The more interesting perspective would be like medicine saving people. Like, if you go back hundreds of years, children died all the time, but that was for medical reasons, not intelligence reasons. Also, I mean, my niece is 1 year old. She's so dumb she wouldn't survive by herself. But that comes from inexperience rather than genetics. So, like, if we leave her alone, she will get herself killed. But it's like, how old are our kids today before we put them out on managed by themselves? Maybe that's your argument, right? If you go back hundreds of years, 10-year-olds were required to survive by themselves. Now, that age is like what? 18? Something like that. That 18-year-olds are... Then they are thrust out into society and have to fend for themselves, so to speak. And that's not even true, right? That's also something we see, right? The higher education, the longer... Well, I mean, parents still take care of the children that can't care for themselves. That's an evolutionary benefit, right? Staying alive, passing your genes on is you taking care of your children. We do that a lot, right? And that has been super helpful because we... Like a horse, when a horse is born, it can walk. For a human child, it takes a year because we are cooking longer. We are developing longer because we are more complicated. right? So the more we're not able to take care of ourselves, the same with school, right? We stay in school longer, which makes us become better at whatever. Become better at something by staying in school for a long time. Yeah, that happens. I'm pretty sure, yeah. So the more we can take care of our young and dumb, and the more we can teach them to become better, I would see that as a benefit, yeah. Rather than them dying as 10-year-olds because a 10-year-old were stupid. All 10-year-olds are stupid. All 10-year-olds can get themselves killed. It feels more randomly if they die or not, rather than a direct consequence of how dumb or smart they are. All 10-year-olds are fucking dumb. They're 10-year-olds. I don't know. Blasphemous says, yes, society is like their safety net, yeah. Coleman says, Monkas, Blasphemous says, IQ is not equal to logic / common sense. I agree with that. Logic is taught in school. Common sense is taught in school. Well, actually, I would say there is no such thing as common sense. Usually what people mean when they're talking about common sense, that thing isn't real. Like, you're not born into a logical person. You learn it in school. And to learn it in school, we need to keep you alive long enough to teach it to you. Right? IQ is just... You score well on an IQ test, which implies that you have innate... Well, not even innate. It implies that you're good at pattern recognition. And pattern recognition is not logic or common sense. It's just pattern recognition. Blasphemous says the average person now would lack the ability to care for themselves. Yep. If it was not for society. Yep. So how much do we know that is actually valuable for existing? Oh, I think I find our point of disagreement here. It seems you only care about survival. I don't. I don't care about... Well, I mean, survival is one thing. I care about technological development. I care about having good video games. I care about a lot of stuff, right? I see value in all those things. And we are increasing them by having grander education, right? Building like Adventurer was saying, right? Cultural and moral development. I care about those things. I see them as important, but those might not be necessary for survival, right? So, but if you argue only survival, and again, that also shows you our biases a little bit, right? The human creature is a social animal. We live in groups. You oftentimes take a perspective, Blasphemous, that claims that we do not. Like we are like hermits. That we should be able to manage everything on our own. But that's not how our species work. But you oftentimes take that perspective that a person should be able to care for themselves, completely them for themselves. But that doesn't really happen. That's not how our animal functions. I mean, some people do, but it's super fucking rare. It's super rare. Colgate Dinotab says IQ is a score based on relative to the rest of the population. Yep. General population IQ can't go up. Average IQ is 100 by definition. Yes, but they have to make this the tests more difficult each year. Is that not what happens, Colgate on Tap? I remember reading that when I was reading about IQ, that they have to make it more difficult because the test doesn't work out, because more and more people get full score, so the results get skewed. Colgate in on tab says, passing on genes is so 90s. Human extinction is the future. Nice, nice. Blasphemous says, I think he's missing my point, Kappa. Yes, I am missing your point, Blasphemous. I am indeed. This is bad when it doesn't go back and forth. Wait. Blasphemous says, this is bad when it doesn't go back and forth. Oh, man. Is it that I'm too slow? So it doesn't go back and forth. I'm answering something you said ages ago and then you say something new? Colgate Tab says, if nothing is common sense, doesn't the term common sense become pretty useless? Yes, yes, exactly. Well, common sense, there probably is something like it, but usually it implies that common sense would be somehow smart, and that it just happens, that people just have common sense, and in that sense the term is pretty useless. Yes. Blasphemous says, yes, but what is meant as being a social animal completely differs from what we consider being social now. Wait. Yes, but what is meant as being a social animal completely differs from what we consider being social now. Does it? How? Why? I don't understand. Oh, thanks. There we go. Hashtag thanks social media. Yeah, right. I'm more thinking as living as a flock. I'm thinking not of social media and how we interact with each other. That's when I say we're a social creature, I'm not taking any value judgment on how we interact with one another. You do have a point. I'm more thinking about how we build a society together. More like we're living together. Not like I have a neighbor like a couple of 20 meters that way. I have never met, well, I've said hello to them, but I don't know anything about them. I don't interact with them socially. So you got a point where you say that that's not completely what I'm talking about, social media and stuff like that. But I'm talking that me and that person are being part of the same structure, the same social structure. Like you can, 300 baboons can live together and be part of one social structure, but you can have 2 different baboons within this structure never interacting with each other. Right, Blasphemous? So that is what I'm saying, like the social animal. We build a group. We live in a herd. We're a herd animal. Maybe it's the better way to put it. The human is a herd animal to describe my stuff. Cool Tab says, 6 viewers? Did you make a pact with one of those free followers bots? Yes, I did indeed. I bought all the fame. I want all the fame. Colgate Tab. I love fame. Blasphemous says, by bad I mean that we're a few minutes behind. Yeah. So I reply, and then the points get lost sometimes. Yeah, that happens. I'm sorry. I'm a slow person. You know this. I am slow. I need to let it get in, right? But we catch up and we figure stuff out. But yeah, I do miss your point, right? That's why we're in a disagreement, I think. I'm trying to find the disagreement from my end, right? Like the social media thing, that's not what I meant. So that was me not being clear enough. And the point gets lost sometimes. Yeah, it happens. Colgate Tab says, wouldn't you agree that semantically it would be a pretty bad definition for common sense then? Yes, that would be a bad definition. So, like, I would probably agree with you. Like, semantically, we could find a definition for common sense that would work. But that is not how it is like that semantic definition is not how it's used. So therefore it becomes a nonsensical word. That is why I attack it and say we should stop using that term. Just like people saying, oh, it's just simple logic. The same way I would argue that stop saying that. Logic is not simple. Coleman says, okay, I'm back. Welcome back, Coleman122. Plasma says, we need to consider how we interact with one another. Also, if we're going to live with each other as these social animals. I agree. How we interact? Especially when a society starts to become toxic. Coleman 122 ask for an invite? Oh, I thought I did. I'll try again. I do completely agree with that, Blasphemous, that we need to consider how to interact with one another. Both like social interaction and like second-hand interactions. Like one could argue that I am interacting with the farmer when I eat the food that the farmer made. Right? I'm not meeting the person, but I am interacting with them somehow, right? We could make that argument. And I would say that we do that. Like, we do take those considerations. And that is politics. I would say that's probably all that politics is about. Wait, does it not work? I'm sending invites.
Yeah! Rock and stone!
And toxic is a value judgment, right? Right, I think we're all in agreement that the bigots and the ones burning down rainbows just because they don't like homosexuals, we all consider that toxic. And that's our value judgments, right? While probably the people burning down the rainbows see homosexual open behavior as toxic. I'm assuming. It says invite sent. Coleman 122 says maybe. Wait, you can go online and I will join from your profile. But I am online now. Oh! I'm invisible. That's probably... Yeah, I like being invisible because I don't... Like if some... Let's try this one more time. Maybe that was the issue? Blasphemous would consider both sides toxic. Well, I mean, do you consider me toxic when I say I don't like them burning down the rainbow from an attitude from disgust or hate? And I say I don't like that, and I would prefer them not doing that. Is that toxic? Because I think that is probably what the majority would think. Like from both sides, right? The majority of the people who think that homosexuals should not be openly homosexually allowed or whatever, most of those people, that's what the experts said, the experts in that article said, right? Maybe I need to cancel this thing? Maybe that's the problem, that I am... maybe I need to restart the game. It says the session is done. Alright, it's because I have this mission open. So how do I remove that? I just go solo, confirm mission, and then open map, and then we go here, and then we say host public, confirm mission, and then we try to send Another invite. Does that work? Or do I need to somehow... I don't know. I don't know. Let's see. It says the session is done. Yeah, we tried. Ah, here we go. He's back. Rock and Stone. Blasphemous says, not for this specific topics of burning rainbows. They each have their own toxic qualities in general. Oh yeah, right. That's... I would actually... I was thinking about that since yesterday. That a lot of people... Well, I get the sense. I'm not sure if this is real, but I get the sense that a lot of people see... can I start, by the way? Is this fine?
Rock and stone to the bone. That's it, lads. Rock and stone. Come on, you lazy bastards. We've got a
Drop
job.
sequence initiating.
Yeah, it seems like we can start.
Hurry up. I ain't getting younger now.
Drop sequence initiating.
Like, thinking that children are somehow pure and kind and friendly. But that's not what children are like. Children are horrendous. They are mean and they are toxic. And they form cliques and they are, yeah, like a lot of bullying. That's the human instinct, right? So it's not that society becomes toxic. Maybe that it is toxic. We are, like, since we are a herd creature, we... Oh, we're a tribal creature, right? It's us and them. So we are toxic. People are toxic from...
Okay, team, you've signed up for escort
like,
duty.
instinctually. Like, we're born toxic, probably.
Your job is to protect and maintain the drill.
And that's a reason for politics and discussing and looking into and changing, like making structural changes to our behaviors.
Drill dozer approaching
Like, for example, people that get super angry might, like, without our parents and our society telling us that murder is bad, then way more people would do murder. Probably.
Time to find Molly. Where is that damn mule?
If that makes sense. Let's see. So yeah, I would probably agree with you that everybody has toxic qualities.
Programmed Molly.
Ah. Probably. And that's a good reason for doing politics. If that makes sense? Let's see. Blasphemous says, yes, that is the problem on one side. Canceling. Yeah, canceling. That's toxic, right? Yeah, it can be toxic. It can probably be both. It's probably a scale, right? It's probably not black and white. There's probably...
Drill dozer setting off for the Amaran
You can probably find some value in some sort of, well... Actually, I think it's super fucking difficult to argue that. I don't know if I can manage. I could probably try, but maybe not.
Your team is getting bigger.
Blasphemous says, even though I know you meant cancel as
Please
in the
remember
game.
that the drill
Wait.
dozer is top priority.
No, but oh, right, that was something I said. Oh, I thought it was a great example, right? If we're looking at... I mean, one could argue that canceling... It could be considered canceling them from burning that thing, that rainbow. We cancel them from doing that. That could be cancellation. Like, canceling someone... Like, I know, you can cancel an actor or whatever
Enforcement is on the way.
for just... oh, yeah, that lately they did... What's her call? No, but that's... We have had that argument as well, right? canceling is the toxic thing, while deplatforming is another thing completely, right? Right, I would probably agree that it's a good idea to deplatform. What's she called? J.K. Rowling's was was one of the latest cancellations, right? But I would also completely consider rereading Harry Potter. I'm probably gonna watch the movies again, right? Not watching the Harry Potter movies because she's saying some stupid shit on Twitter. That's toxic, right? I like Harry Potter. Exhibit A. Yeah, it was a big deal for me growing up, reading the Harry Potter books. Man, I had a good time. So I would agree that would be considered toxic. Yeah. Coleman says, oh, now it works. Yeah, I screwed up. It was me. It was all me. Me screwing up. Adventure95 says, what toxic qualities does LGBTQ people have? Well, as I said, I would say that people are like instinctively, right? From our instinct, we all have toxic reactions to certain stimuli.
The drill dozer is out of fuel. You need to refill the fuel canisters mounted on its
So, just like everybody else.
extract any nearby oil shale, and we'll have the drill dozer
Like,
operational.
and as we have been talking about, right? That cancel culture is more of a leftist thing, and I'm just assuming here it doesn't necessarily have to be that way, right? Like not everybody who is gay or trans or whatever engages in cancel culture. Just like not every conservative engages in burning rainbows. So just saying that everybody has that same fatal flaw, fatal trait, right? I wouldn't say that. Like saying that about all people within a certain categorization are toxic because of X. I wouldn't say that. That's a very simplified view of reality, and that's usually not how it works. There are super friendly right-wingers and there are super friendly left-wingers. If that makes sense. There are super friendly gays and there are douchebag gays. You find friendly and unfriendly people all over the place. If that makes sense. So the toxic qualities would probably be the same. Right? One could argue that when they are burning the... What is it called? When they are burning the rainbow, that is a form of cancellation, right? So it's... The personal traits are very similar. The toxic traits, I suppose.
All canisters fueled. Drill dozers ready to make more progress.
Coleman 122 says, I think the mission you selected doesn't exist on the map anymore and the game freaks out. Yes, that... That is probably what happened. That is why I had to change missions. Of course. I was just thinking it was old, and I mean, yeah, that was it, but that's a much clearer explanation of how it was old, rather than just it was old.
Take it easy. Don't let there be light.
Oh, I missed? Blasphemous says, I like Crowley's do what thou wilt. Do whatever you want, just don't cause someone else harm. I like that. I think it's it's a little bit simplified. Like there are... it's not a perfect explanation of how, like... Because that, like... In our example here, the... What are they called? The ones burning the thing, the rainbow. They would probably argue that the rainbow is harming them. Right? They would argue that. Probably, right? That the rainbow is harmful. That is the argument they will make. While the people putting up the rainbow would say, well, burning the rainbow is harming us. So what do you do then? Then you have to do the politics thing. Because life is not that easy. But yeah, I do like it, right? I would probably, like... That's what I liked about the anarchism that we've been talking about. Like, that's the thing I like the most about the anarchistic attitude, is the... You do you. That attitude. And I like that, to, like, trying to have that as much as possible. Because there are, like, edge cases. In most cases, it works out. Just saying that. You do you. Don't harm anyone else. In most cases, it works out. In some cases, it don't. But where it can work out, I would definitely argue... Try to move in that political direction as much as possible. What is this? Pickaxe overcharge sprinkler? Holding E. Very interesting.
Team, you got a wave of ebonite glyphids heading your way. Guns down, stay close to the machine. It's supercharging your pickaxes to deal with them.
I'm trying to shoot him, but nothing happens. He just has armor. Oh, right, we were supposed to mine him. We'll get in on tab says, for my friend who said logic is simple, I argued that it is a field of math that gets really fast out of scope, out of the ZFC axioms, and needs proper classes, whereas most fields of math stay quite long within the scope. Oh, they stay quite long within the scope of the ZFC axioms. I'm gonna die. I'm so dead. Whack-a-mole. I mean, and one could argue that just because something is simple does not make it easy. Like, you can create simple axioms, but all the math can become super difficult. Oh, run away. And I'm down. Colgate continues. He argued that logic is already used for defining the ZFC axioms and that logic is the lowest level math. Yeah, that's the view I got as well from our reading. Math is generated by logic, right? Logic created, well, invented math. So, well, we invented logic, and from some logical axioms, math came out. That makes sense. But yeah, I would probably get behind that. Lowest level math. Closest to hardware would be its IT equivalent, I think. Yeah, it's closest to the hardware. That makes sense. Just like as a metaphor.
Is on the way.
I'm gonna grab this.
Commencing. Drill dozer running at full
Alright.
team. The north
And that although logical models quickly go into proper classes, there is lots of isomorphism between them going over my head.
swarm, they're here.
And that only isomorphically different models to each other are interesting. But I did not understand that, no. Boom, dead. Right, Northerner says, sorry, I'm not talking much. Lost in Keyboardtopia. It's fine, as long as you're having a good time. That's what matters, right? Learning new keyboards? Never apologize for lurking. That, well, of course I would say that, because like I said, I'm always, when I'm watching Twitch, I'm always lurking. I like lurking. Keyboardtopia asks while getting on tap. Northern says, I got my new keyboard today. What kind of keyboard? Yeah, we'll take a look at it if you show us a link. And he did give us a link.
Approaching the drill dozer. Hunker down and load up. Drill dozer is at the halfway point. Keep it running.
Nice to provide Linux support.
Well done.
Very nice. Absolutely. And the firmware is open source. Nice, nice.
Swarm.
Colgadino tab links isomorphism.
Think you can kill me? Well, think again.
Let's see. I would probably say, like, usually if you want to divide people into left and right, which we can do just for the ease of discussion, right? I would say that the trend of the two is that, well, they're even called progressives in US, right? Progressives and conservatives.
Lighting up!
Like if you just look at conserving order, right? That's a lot what the conservatives is about. Order. And I see order having its value, because what's the opposite of order? It's chaos.
Stand back. Supply pod inbound.
And I see problems with chaos. So just that attitude I see value in. Well, progressives is the development of,
Swarm on the intercept
yeah,
course.
like morals, culture, politics, whatever. And I see the value of that as well. I like
Step up your game.
the development of electronics, for example.
You got him.
And the development of, right, like allowing gays to love gays openly and stuff like that. I think marriage is a weird fucking institution, but hey, if they want to be part of that institution, fine. I wouldn't want to be part of that. Like, I wouldn't want to get married.
Let there be light!
would want to live together and have a partner, sure, but getting married? I don't know. Oh, no ammo. Well, Getino Tab says some people find value in chaos as well. Yeah, right. That's what I'm saying.
Served its purpose.
There is value in
Deposit it and wrap up the mission.
like both sides has value.
Armor and Hearthstone secured.
Like chaos leads to
Send
improvements
in the drop pod.
and development,
Flares up.
but it also leads to instability and
Oh, this is heavy. Getting
fear, and
I'm taking some of the ammo.
like change is difficult. People don't tend to not like change, right? No. Like, you could easily imagine someone getting a new keyboard and getting a little bit frustrated because they have to relearn how to use the new keyboard. It's personal preferences, right? And those personal preferences end up on a scale where some people don't like this and like that and missed. It's easy to imagine that stuff. Yeah, you better run.
flares up.
Drop pod departing in T-minus 4 minutes.
Colgate in on tab says depends lots from the changes. Yeah, of course it does. Like, it's an interaction between the changes and the person experiencing the change.
Docked. Initiating launch sequence.
No Donor says learning is a joy and a pleasure. Yeah, right. That's your experience of life. I can.
Retrieving escape pod.
I have had both experiences, right? Depends a little bit on my mindset and how I'm feeling the day. Some type of studying I find frustrating, and it's hard and it's difficult, but a lot of it I find joy and pleasure in. Depends. Colgate Tab says, I'd prefer not to be homeless. If I were a homeless, I would probably like becoming homeful. Forehead, just don't be homeless, right? Just don't be homeless. Oh man. Yeah, right? But that doesn't necessitate that everybody feels that way. Like the hermit that I'm probably misunderstood Blasphemous talking about, right?
Milestone completed.
But we can imagine them being considered, like they would be considered homeless from society's point of view. And well, actually, I've spent a lot of time home, like not having a specific home. Like I was living in a van and that van was moving around. Is that a home? Was that a home? I don't know. Been out backpacking. That would be considered homeless, right? Like a vagabond. Yeah, vagabondizations. That makes sense. Focused shot stun chance. Ooh. Focused shot AoE. Only on the weak spot though. A lightning fast reload right after killing an enemy. Oh, that's interesting. I can't do that though. Like this focused shot. That would also make we need a faster. There is a faster focused shot speed, right? Yeah, 30. Wait. Can we increase the speed by 30% or hip accuracy? Let's try this. Making the focused shot faster. Node owner says, I think some people who are homeless like to be homeless. Yeah, exactly. Living the vagabond lifestyle. Coleman says you used the M1000. Yeah. I tried it and I found it to be just too weird for me. I like it. I like it. Colgate Dinotap says, thanks, Coleman122. Wait, for what? Oh yeah, just don't be homeless. Right, yeah. That's super helpful advice. Coleman122 says, because you have to hold down the fire button instead of just holding down right click and aiming with the left clicking. Which is dumb for me. It is a change from other games, and some people don't like change, and that is fine. Other people like the change and like the learning. For me, I don't mind holding down. It worked just fine. It's more, it's like the, it's like a bow from Warframe. Holding down and releasing the shot. But I get that, like, personal preference, Coleman122. I like it because of all the damage it does. Unfortunately, I'm a terrible sniper, so I'm not very good at using it. But maybe I will get good at it. Maybe I will get good.
Nothing will stop us now.
Alright. So maybe I will get good. And then I will enjoy it even more. But yeah, I like the... Again, I like the having the shotgun close range and the sniper long range. Wait. It actually said skull. That's Swedish. How did you say skull? Was it when drinking? Skull is Swedish for cheers, or sloncha, or... What's the Finnish word for skull? For, like, you know, when you clink your glasses together and drink alcohol? What's the Finnish word? I'm not sure I've ever heard that or know of it.
We fight for rock and stone. Long live the dwarves.
Nastarovya is the Russian one. Let's do some kidnapping. Colgate Unotap says, almost as helpful advice as throwing ourselves to the ground and missing. Oh man, yeah. Hippies. Hippies. Kippies? Throwing oneself to the ground and missing. I feel that is super helpful advice. What are you talking about? Kippies. Or Helikin Kalakin. Or
I'm really not ready for this.
Oja Naman Kauta? Oh man.
Come on, guys. Rock and stone.
I'm bad at accents. I'll just go with the Swinglish accent. I'm going with the Swinglish accent for most of the things. Whoa. Leave me alone. What are we doing? Collecting things. Alright. I shot you, I'm sorry. It had to be done. Shot him in the face! Ooh. Missed. Missed again. And I missed again. That must have been a hit. No?
It's a crisis detonator. We're Ritz.
That was a total miss. Like, look at this. I'm terrible. There we hit. Oh wow. Of course it exploded. Of course it exploded.
I love
Oh.
this grappling hook.
Oh! Oh, I've seen one of those before. They explode into gold. You would want to kill them on the ground rather than here to get all the gold. Alright. Alright. Learning.
Lloyd!
Learning indeed. Collect Ebo nuts. I don't think I've ever collected an Ebo nut before, so I don't know what they look like.
By the bear!
Oops. I forgot. What was the new thing I got on the weapon? I did get a new thing for the charged shot. Was it a quick reload? I don't remember which one I got.
Let there be light!
This looks like the bulb thing. That was the bulb thing. Alright, I know what they look like. The nut. Nuts.
Lights up!
Ow. Away with you. 3? Yeah, that's 3 of them, that's fine. More gold. Let's see. Colgate Dinotab says, I like the Swedish mor and far terms. Short way to uniquely identify older generation members. Mor is Old Swedish for mother, and far is Old Swedish for father. So like mor far literally translates to mother's father.
Who's upon you?
Red sugar! Chill. I'm doing my part.
Yeah. It becomes difficult when you talk the next generation over, though. Like, mother's father's father. What does that become? Mor farfar? Usually we say just old grandpa. And literal translation. The elder grandpa. Elder grandma. Which is weird. It would make more sense to use the same system. Oh man, I'm full on gold.
My bag is full.
Actually, let's skip that and grab this thing instead. Wait, why are we not doing the heavy attack? Alright. This was great. 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 I love this. I love this part of the game. This is amazing. Alright. Here we go. Where is it? Here? There it is. Oh. Maybe I just take this way out. Yep. Alright, looking good. Oh, dropped it. Where is it going? It's right over there, isn't it? This is an event, right?
Be ready for anything.
Curse parasite beacon activated.
Alright.
Aliens infected with parasite are going to be drawn to your location. Kill them, grab the
Have some
samples,
light.
and stuff them in the machine for further analysis.
I'm not one of them, you knobhead. Timber!
Adventure 95 says, if you're homeless, why don't you just buy a house? You epic music. Mm-hmm. Oh man. It's similar to, I was reading up on anarcho-capitalism. There was this thing, it said, like, anarcho-capitalism lives with they claim that, well, if we don't have any like any government or whatever, like any top-down structure, people naturally organize themselves through contracts. That was their claim, right? That was the argument why anarcho-capitalism is a good thing, because people organize through contracts. I'm like, where the fuck did they get that? Like, nothing in human history or psychology. Like, when have we ever organized ourselves through contracts? I'm like, I don't understand. What are they talking about? It's similar to, yeah,
You did it.
if people are homeless, they will just buy a house.
Let there be light.
I'm like, no? Wait, did we succeed? I think we succeeded. Very nice. It's weird.
Light is up.
Let's see. Adventure 95 says, because clearly family bonds or communes are a complete hoax. Yeah, complete hoax. And tribalism and violence is not real either.
Down it goes. No.
Like on a macro scale, how has humanity organized themselves? It's not through contracts, it's through warlords. We've been using warlords. That's not contract, that is do as I say or I'll fucking kill you. I mean, I suppose that is a contract. One could argue that that is a contract, do as I say or I will fucking kill you. But the contract is, you don't kill me, I do what you say. And I'm like, that is not sufficient. I want a better society than that. Well, better society. I want a different society than that. I want a society. I don't want to live my life in the threat of being murdered. That sounds boring. Yeah.
Swarm, it's a big one, team.
That doesn't sound fun at all. But I would suppose that it is a contract. Was a mistaken interpretation from me. I need more ammo. This thing needs to go.
Light is up.
Nope. Oh. Leave me alone. Blasphema says, you can't buy a house? Then rent one until you can. Right? Oh man. I wonder though how common that argument actually is. Now that I think about it, that sounds like a straw man, doesn't it? Like, they're not actually arguing that.
I think we actually have a chance to make
I can't imagine people actually arguing that.
I ordered a resupply. What?
Supplies are on the way.
Maybe they are. But it's like... Yeah, maybe they are actually arguing it, but they're not arguing it in a forum, like a proper forum of argumentation. Because it's
Grabbing ammo.
super easy to argue against that, right?
Much better.
Super easy to argue against that. Leave me alone. What did I just say? Reloading. I did not take the fast reload. Did I get the AoE damage? No, what did I take? I don't recall. Adventure 95 says that contract sounds more like an ultimatum. Yeah, that's why I had that reaction, right? Oh, that's not a contract, but I could see someone arguing that it is a contract. It is a contract that violates the... Well, no, it doesn't violate the non-aggression principle, not really. Am I done in here? Yeah, I think maybe in here there is something more. Check it out. Nope. Alright. Nodrunner says, I wish the contract idea could work. Yeah. Well, I mean, we do contracts, right? That's, I'm not disputing that we as humans, we do contract. Well,
Lighting.
we make agreements, right? If you do this, I do that. That happens. Right? That's... Let's see. Nodrunner says, I wish the contract idea could work, but the contracts we have today suck. Yeah. You can't understand the legalese, and they're so long. Yeah.
Lights up.
It's a problem. Right. Oh, perfect landing. I like the idea of the blockchain contracts that they have been hyping up.
Let there be light.
But yeah, right? There is a problem with... But I think that's not a problem with contracts per se. It's a problem of...
That's all you got. Slippery shit.
Like, it's a problem of language? Like, interpretation issues. Skepticism? I don't know. Like,
Minehead launched. Escape pod will
you
arrive
could
once Minehead has been secured.
interpret a contract. We could read the same word and interpret them differently. That's a linguistic problem, like a language problem, rather than a contract problem, right? Because our language is so ambivalent, I think the word I'm looking for. Oh, hello, fellas. Let's go through this. I actually used a grenade for once, and it was useful. Look at that. Yeah, it's probably when we involve too many people in the contract. Like a verbal contract between two people. That's fairly easy. Right? We can make that. Because we can negotiate the meaning. And make sure in a verbal contract between two people. But like when you make contracts with in between organizations, it just doesn't work out. And actually that's the libertarianism and communism idea, right? Let's stop doing what were they saying again? Yeah, private ownership. Not personal ownership, but private ownership. Because private ownership, like contract between two people, is easily maintained.
Lighting!
Your ride home is on the way.
You
Drop
can
by
like,
inbound.
you can't even write it down without using any legalese. Because you both can agree upon the definitions, right? That contract is easy to make, but
Can't carry anymore!
Drop pod has
that's
arrived.
why they.
Clock
Ooh,
is ticking.
look here.
Over to you, team.
Nice find. Let's see.
Drop pod departing in T-minus 3 minutes.
Blasphemy says Cider's going to
Eat it!
is going to move. He must be able to afford that house now. I don't. I am not. I am. What's that word? Almosor. I'm a leech upon society. It's not me paying for it. The home. It's not a house. It's an apartment. Super cheap one as well. Like the monthly costs. Game's super low. Oh, and we're done. Perfect.
Drop pod departing in T-minus 2 minutes.
Yeah, that is a sucky feeling, being a leech upon society. Like, a lot of people that says, "Oh, such a wait, what's that again? What was it in BioShock? Beaters? No. What was it? Breeders? No, they had a derogatory term for them. Like that implied that people enjoy being leeches. I don't enjoy it, not at all, not even close. I hate it, but stuff could be way worse,
That's one for the books. Retrieving
Adventure 95 says to Nodrunner, gotta use more complex wording so you can scam people better. I mean, that's... A lot of people probably use the complex wording to scam people, but that's not the reason why legalese is so fucking weird. That's bureaucracy and trying to make it not being... making it, yeah, not interpretable. Static interpretation is what they are trying to achieve with legalese. Colgate Innotabs is easy. And you can pay rent with rent money you get from renting your second apartment.
well done.
Notrunner says the worst point of contracts is that you feel pressured to sign them right then and don't often get a chance to look them over and dispute the contract contents. Well, that's not a problem of the contract though, right? That's an issue about people manipulating you to sign contracts without reading them and like not encouraging you to read them. That's a behavioral issue. That's not a contractual issue. Rude people. Blasphemous say, did they really mean an actual written contract? Wait, who did what? When? No. Not there. I don't think so. Actually, my interpretation were like I can show you what they were saying, right? Oh, right, it's right here. Where was it? Search for contracts. Here we go. No, that's... Here we go. In the absence of statute, in the absence of rules and regulations, anarcho-capitalist holds that society tends to contractually self-regulate and civilize through participation in the free market, which they describe as a voluntary society. I'm like, this is not how humanity works.
Leave no dwarf behind.
And I mean, this is on Wikipedia as well, right? And oh, was there 3 of them? I didn't read any of these, but all of them are about anarcho-capitalism, right? They're not about psychology and sociology. But that's not the statement, right? The statement is that anarcho-capitalism holds. But what they are holding, the statement that they are holding, doesn't have any references. It's just references that they believe this. And I wasn't... It was too far off from my worldview, and it sounds like so much nonsense that I was like, just no. But that doesn't actually... Yeah. I don't see this as an argument for the abolishment of statues or the state. This is a terrible argument, because self-regulate and civilize through participation in the free market, which they describe as a voluntary society. And as I claim still, like, those contracts are do as I say or I don't fucking kill you. And that's not really convincing to me. It's not a good... I'm not convinced by that argument at all. Right? The consequences of doing it that way, I don't like it. I don't like it.
Let's get this mission rolling.
Because people's instincts, people instinctually, are terrible people. Just look at the kids. They're terrible.
Rock on!
Without beer? Beer? Is it real? Alright, sure, let's get some beer. Bear.
Rounds of red rock blasters, extra sugar around the ring, please.
I'll get some beer.
Yeah!
To our continued survival. Yeah, not fair, friend.
Teamwork!
Rock and stone.
Oh, rock and stone.
Minus the lowest and the high. Yeah! Teamwork and fear will keep us together. To ride it down.
How much
How do I... I'm pressing V, nothing is happening.
if you don't rock and
Bottoms up,
stone,
friends.
you ain't coming home.
Hello,
Rock
darkness,
and
my old
stone.
friend.
Oh man, I'm pressing the wrong buttons.
Darkness and some making it back alive.
Ah, it's fine, let's just...
Some rocky malts for that table, please. Rock and stone to the bone. And stone.
Maybe it's...
Last one's
Ah, it's
finished
before you
for
drink.
20 years. Yeah, the darkness.
To darkness.
Be thick to danger. Satchels heavy. Hello, darkness, my
So
old
Blasphemous, I don't think they really meant an actual written contract. I think they mean like...
Satchels heavy.
Like we're forced into a contract with society as well, right?
rock and roll.
Rock and roll.
Rock and stone, everyone!
Rock and stone, everyone. Alright, now it's time to go.
Like
Oh,
rock and stone.
maybe actually... Oh man, I'm gonna be super fucking rude here. I mean, it is kind of time to leave this game.
Rock and stone.
So I could just kick all these out after drinking. Nah, man.
Minus.
Let's not fool these people. Let's kidnap them instead. Yeah, let's kidnap them rather than kicking them out. Goldman 122, parasites? Monka, Parasites. Yeah, I think that was from Bioshock. Yeah, parasites. That's not what I thought about, but yeah. Parasites work, right? Yeah. Like we get fulfillment of being... being a constructive member of society makes you feel good. That's But then, I mean, from your perspective, not from society's perspective, from your perspective, if you feel like you're a contributing member of a group, that those contributions makes you feel good, right? It feels good helping people. Like if you get an opportunity to help people, then that makes you feel all fuzzy inside. Yes, indeed. No, says if you don't agree with the contents of a contract, you don't get to adjust the contract to your liking usually. They simply just won't do business with you. Yeah. And exactly. Is that really civilized, or is that forceful? I would argue that those types of contracts are similar to the contract of do as I say or I fucking kill you. There's similarities, right? You can have mutually agreed upon contracts. I like mutually agreed upon contracts, I suppose. But contracts where there is no mutual agreement, maybe one could argue that they should not be considered contracts in that. You could probably argue that, but that is not a contract if both parties are not in agreement. Like semantic argument, not a legal argument.
One sentry gun ready to shoot. Throwing sizzler.
Oh, there we go. Way easier.
Rock and stone forever.
All right.
Let there be light.
Oh, and that's the argument against monopoly, right? It's got to be one argument against monopoly, because if there's if you have a monopoly, then you can decide the contract, then it's not an equally agreed upon contract. So one could argue semantically that maybe it's not a contract, because it's not between two parties.
Can't carry anymore.
Oh, damn it. And it is a contract that you are forced into. But I would also, there are things that I would argue are stuff that the society should force individuals into.
You're cute, but you're dead.
Like you as an individual, like I'm. Like, I like the anarchist perspective in many aspects, right? But for example, I would not find it beneficial to society to say that murder, for example, policing murder, I would argue for that not being part of a voluntary contract. That would be something... Yeah, regulations rather than contracts. That's a regulation, not a contract. I would argue for that being a regulation rather than a contract, if that makes sense. Well, in general, then, when possible, one should aim to have fair contracts. Yeah, I like that attitude. Colgate Dinotap says, and then there are contract killers to keep contract population in check. Wait. Keep the contract population? What does that even mean?
Nicely done, team. The core infuser is primed and ready.
Rock and stone, yeah!
Rock and stone. I think I was over here.
Oh, I'm out of here.
Oh no, I was done. Is this where we came from? Probably, right? Blasphemous wanders off to take a shower and giggle about how humans look for new ways to complicate or ways to overcomplicate their lives. I don't know about that. Life is complicated. Like, inherently. I mean, it may be simple, but that does not make it easy.
There is nitro over here. Find the nitro for ammo.
I mean, it becomes complicated. Like the thing you said before. Don't harm anyone else.
Come here.
As soon as you, like, look in with a philosophically mind... like, from a philosophical perspective, it's not really doable. Therefore, life becomes complicated.
Have a chance to make it
But yeah,
out.
have a nice shower. And see you next time. Indeed. Colgate Innotab says, you know, so that contract population. What is contract population, Colgate Innotab? Isn't a threat to biodiversity. I don't know. No. Don't quite understand what it is you're trying to say.
Just take your sweet time, old lady. I've got all day.
No, wait. Someone else called Molly. Right. Now you can recall Molly.
We rock. Lights up.
More kite. Oh, fossils. We haven't collected, like, a lot of fossils at all. Ah, here's two of them, I suppose.
Some nitro.
Oh, we're running back and forth, eh?
Reloading. Flares up.
That's fun.
Down the hatch. Nitro.
Yeah, right. And that's the complication of written contracts as well, right? It doesn't come from people just trying to overcomplicate stuff. It happens because you make a contract and then someone, either intentionally or just makes a different interpretation of that contract, and then, well, the wording in that contract doesn't work. So we need to improve the wording. Then you end up in a
Molly constantly
spiral of improvements that makes it unreadable for a normal person that has not studied legalese.
Objective complete. Nicely done. Return button on the mule has been activated.
Communication is hard. Oh, we're done. Pod? Yeah, pod. Let's do the pod.
Sending in the
It is time to leave.
encounter. This is it, team. Do us proud.
Where are you going? Oh! I was thinking contract killers, like a hired murderer, but you were thinking about hiring people to kill the contracts, not the people.
Departing in T-minus 5 minutes.
Oh, the population of contrasts. That's literally what you meant. It just didn't get in here. Like the rabbit population consists of rabbit. The contract population Contracts are not living things, though. It's just... Yeah, contracts are abstract things. Right? Oh, hello, Skywalker. How are you feeling today? Come on. Psst, 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 psst. Hello, cat.
Drop pod departing in T-minus 4 minutes.
Oh, he left again. Did not get any cuddles, so he leaves.
Let there be light. I'm gonna kill you all. Shield boost.
Okay, you know what I'm saying? It's okay, you got there. Yeah. Given enough time and explanations, right? Treat me like a 5-year-old. I like that. I usually get there in the end. Not always, but... Right? I'm slow, but I usually get there in the end. For most ideas and thoughts and whatnot.
Departing in T-minus 3 minutes.
There is no such thing as common sense, right? Oh, we need to stay and defend. Need some light over there.
The mule is secured. Initiating launch sequence. Deep Rock Galactic thanks you for your good work.
Oh no, that was it.
Leave with or without you.
Watch out.
Time to leave.
Hey, I'm not the enemy.
We'll get in on tab says, that's hate speech. Contract lives matter. Oh man, that's offensive. I don't know. Yeah. It's like, no. Just no. Man. Oh man. I just saw the start of what Node Runner said and I feel like I'm gonna love this. It says, do you think adult children should be able to sever their relationship with their parents if they feel it's detrimental? Oh. I thought you were like derogatory about people not growing up, just adults behaving like children, but that's not what you meant.
Well done.
Ooh, I've got Zook Zook, very nice. You meant literally
Damn, I'm good.
people should be able to
Hot potato.
sever the bonds with their parents? I mean, of course. I think people do that all the time. I think it's rare, but I think it's happen. I think it happens often.
Rock and stone.
Oh, before.
Rock and roll and stone.
Rock and roll and stone, and then goodbye. I mean, that's... I could not see like any regulation, any way where the government or whatever were trying to force you to stick in a relationship is a horrible idea. Like abusive relationships, it's difficult enough to leave abusive relationships. I would, yeah. Anyone trying to rule or regulate, forcing you to stick in a relationship like that? Mm-mm. Don't like it. Don't like it, no. Alright, since... Come on. Psst, 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 psst. Psst, psst, psst. What's the matter? I know he has food and I know he has water. So he just wants attention. But he won't get more attention, not the way he wants it. Yeah, of course. I mean, it depends on your definition of a relationship here. You will always have like a relationship towards your parents, but like if we're assuming that you meant like never meet them before again, like you leave your parents behind and you will never see them again. I'm assuming that's what you meant, Node Runner. And in that sense, yeah. That would be super fucking rude to force people into that. I can see like the rest of your family, right? I can see say you have a brother that emotionally manipulates you to come back and see your parents again. That's like a completely different matter, right? That's between you and your brother, right? If that makes sense. Yeah, but I would even encourage people to sever abusive relationship bonds. Yeah. That's what I would say to that. You're in the way. Wait. Here we go. Alright, cat is getting some scratches. Oh, that didn't work.